What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And in today's video, we're talking about the California Air Resource Board getting shut down and it not being the first time that it's been attempted, as Arnold Schwarzenegger tried to do this to reduce waste the last time, when he was governor. And it looks like most likely we're going to get a Republican governor, and they both said that they would shut it down. Huh. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Hey guys, just a quick word from the video sponsors today, Delete Me. Here's something I didn't realize until recently. There are entire people search websites that list your name, phone number, address history, even your relatives, right? Anyone can access it. All it takes is a credit card. That kind of info floating around makes it way easier for scams, phishing, and other sketchy stuff to happen. And I'm not talking about somebody calling and asking you about your extended warranty. That's why I use Delete Me. They remove your personal info from hundreds of those data brokers and people search sites. And it's not a one and done thing. You can see how many sites had my info listed before Delete Me stepped in. You have it up here on the screen. Here's my report. You can see how many sites had the info. If you want to clean up what's out there on you, go to joindeleteme.com/TK Garage and use code TK Garage at checkout for 20% off. You can also use the QR code on screen. Just scan it with your phone. And link also, as always, in the description and the pinned comment. And thanks to Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. So major shout out to our sponsors at Delete Me. So you can just Google and see some of the stuff that's now being said by all of the candidates for governor. And what I find interesting that's happening right now is Hilton wasn't really on board with completely shutting down the California Air Resource Board. He was more on reforming it, changing some things, limiting their scope in terms of what they were as an agency. It was more Chad Bianco, the sheriff, that was pushing more to just completely shut it down on day one. Well, Hilton has seen how popular of a policy that is of ending smog checks and lowering DMV fees, and has jumped on the bandwagon. But so has a couple of the candidates that are on the Democrat side. Now, is it going to gain them a bunch of followers, higher poll numbers? I don't know, because I don't think that the people in California are going to believe them. But where we're at right now, Hilton has overtaken Bianco in terms of where we're polling at. And Bianco has fallen to number 3. Now, it is the first two candidates. It is the top 2 candidates that end up going to the general election in November. And right now, the way that it stands right now, it looks like it would be Hilton and it would look like it would be Becerra. Becerra is just like your classic politician. He literally is like Newsom 2.0. So, to be honest, I think if Becerra gets in and it's Hilton versus Becerra, well, we have to hope for 2 things. We have to hope that Hilton is going to follow through and do what he said he would do, like Bianco said, in terms of shutting down the California Air Resource Board. Hey, look, it could shuffle. Things could change in the next, 30 days, and Bianco goes back to the top of polling. It really just depends on who comes out, who's coming out in this primary, and the top, like I said, the top 2 the top two candidates is who goes on to the general election. Look, I'm not. I know Trump has endorsed Hilton. I'm not against Hilton. I'm not. I just know that Bianco is on the record and has said it multiple times that he would shut down this agency. He would stop smog checks and he would cut back DMV fees to like $25 a year for a car. It would instantly put thousands of dollars into each family's pocket in the state of California. It's a no-brainer. All right, it's a no-brainer. I don't know if Hilton's going to do that. I know he's saying now that he would shut it down. I know he's saying he would cut half of the gas tax permanently, but Bianco's saying he would cut it completely. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get it that Hilton is probably being a little bit more realistic in terms of things that he can do, but when it comes to the California Air Resource Board, it's an executive branch, and he is the executive. He could end it with the stroke of a pen. He does not need the legislature. He does not need permission to do it. He can shut them down and fire every single employee in that son of a bitch. So I'm just hoping that Hilton follows through. Now, I have reached out to both the Bianco campaign and the Hilton campaign to see if I could get both of them to come on, not at the same time, but one or the other, to talk about the policies at CARB and why the agency needs to be shut down. I think it would be informative to you guys that live in California and are going to end up voting. And I think I would just say this. Since Arnold left office, you guys have had nothing but Democrats for candidates and as governors, okay? How's that worked out for you? Like, how is it affordability-wise, homelessness-wise? It's exploded. It's a shit show, right? It's a disaster. How bad is it to just try something different? And I think this is why Hilton is starting to poll higher, because he's more middle of the road than, say, Bianco is in terms of, Bianco's like, I'm shutting it down on day one. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And Hilton's not like gun-ho like that. He's trying to win Democrat voters. But what I don't think Hilton understands is he's going to win those voters if he just talks about the money he's putting back in families' pockets in the state of California. That's all he has to do. All he has to do is say, hey, we're shutting down CARB. We're shutting down the California Air Resource Board. It is gone. We're getting rid of this insane, stupid, blended gasoline. Get rid of that shit. We can truck in our fuel from Texas if we have to. We can pump more oil out of the ground in Orange County and all the other different places in California that have oil wells that are just capped, and lower the gas prices in California. Get rid of these smog fees, these hundreds of dollars that have to pay. Put a stop to the safety inspection shit that's coming down the line from the Bureau of Automotive Repair, which is going to be more money, another couple $100 that every citizen's going to have to pay if you want to drive a car in California. If he just sticks to that message of putting more money in families' pockets, it doesn't matter about Trump endorsing him. It doesn't matter if the people don't care about Trump, because they're not voting for Trump. They're voting for Hilton. I want to know what you guys think about this, though. Do you trust Hilton to do the same thing that Bianco said he would do in terms of shutting down the California Air Resource Board? Or do you think if Hilton wins and gets elected, he leaves the California Air Resource Board as is? Because that's the biggest concern for me. Like, I will push Bianco's campaign as much as I can if I know he's following through on that and shutting that agency down on day one. And same for Hilton. I mean, if he's going to do it, I'd happily fundraise for them. I want to see that agency gone. Gone. I think it's also known because you see all these top people now that are on LinkedIn and they're moving. Like, two people moved. They moved to different agencies in the state. And I don't think you're going to see very many of the top people at the California Air Resource Board come election day, because I think they're going to move on to bigger and better things instead of oh, we really care about the environment. And I've said this multiple times. It's never had anything to do with the environment. It's always been about the money and power. That's it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to see me talk to either of these candidates for governor, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, because I'll happily do it. Like I'll fly my ass to wherever I got to go to in California and sit down with them in person if I have to. I have no problem doing that. So anyways, until next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.